Josh, you're allowed to be happy. Those are the words out of my therapist Karen's mouth years ago. And I'm like, well, Karen, why didn't you tell me that a long time ago? What the hell were you waiting for? Something so simple was a total game changer for me. And it resonated in my mind like the most beautiful affirmation that it was. I didn't have to be a product of my past pain or doubts. I could be a product of the beautiful, intelligent person that I am. What do we want for our lives? Do we want a bunch of what ifs? Do we want to wonder what could have been if we had simply tried, or if we had done something new? I ask you, what if we could easily do something we love or enjoy that could not only have a profoundly positive impact on our lives, but also the lives of others? Would you make that choice? Say aye. There you go. Let's loosen up. Now, I am the master of bad choices. But later on in life, I started making a couple good ones. Give me a little credit. I'll tell you a little bit about my story. It's pretty glorious. Are you ready? For many, many years, I was a product of pain, suffering, abuse, and addiction. I've struggled with emptiness my entire life. I had no idea where my place in this world was. I had no sense of community. Now, I'm a creative person. I've written poetry for many years. I was the lead singer of a rock band. I tried my hand at spoken word and hip hop, and I excelled. So I'm in Sleepy Hollow Studios one day recording a song. And we're in between takes, and the owner, Bones, he comes down. He's a great man. He says, Josh, have you ever thought about doing voiceovers? I think you would crush that. And I said, why, I have not. But I am now. Permission to be happy means that I am allowed to follow my dreams forever. So, permission to be happy, and years later, I'm an expert in recording software. And after 3,000 paid voiceovers, I sure as hell hope so. So I'm on YouTube one day, and I stumble upon a tutorial in said recording software. Now, being an expert on the matter, I was curious. So I played it, and it wasn't that good. And I watched a few more from some other people doing similar things, and I just felt bad for people who were trying to learn, grow, and better themselves. People who were just like me. And I said, you know what? I can give these people valuable information. I can give them the juice. So I'm going to do it. And I'm going to give it to them for free. I keep giving and giving. And it just felt amazing to be able to give. It felt amazing to be a part of a community of people with similar interests. It felt amazing to be a part of something bigger than myself. I keep giving, and next thing you know, passive income checks from YouTube, consulting, requests for paid courses, and opportunities that I could have never foreseen. And I quote, you can have everything in life that you want if you will just help enough other people get what they want. Zig Ziglar. According to studies by Harvard and Berkeley, our happiness, fulfillment, and length of life is closely tied to our relationships, our sense of community, and our sense of service. The lack thereof is said to be as bad as smoking and alcoholism. If we are content, we are not growing, and if we're not growing, then we are what? We're dying. So I'll put it like this. If we're content and we're apart, if we're content and we are not participating in a community of people, or we're lacking in our relationships, then man, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. But what this tells me is that in this egocentric world that we live in, it's not just about us. It's about everyone else. So, if we go about our journeys of pursuing our passions and our goals and are not a part of a community of people with similar interests by way of service or participation, we are missing one of the biggest pieces to the puzzle. We're missing out on the gravy train, and I'm like, choo-choo, let's get on board, right? I mean, come on. You're allowed to be happy. You're allowed to follow your dreams forever. Are you giving yourself permission yet? Here is my makeshift happiness / what am I missing scale. No relationships, no community, not pursuing your goals and dreams equals death. It's not good. I don't recommend that one, okay? Good relationships, no community, not pursuing your goals and passions equals probably not that good for your relationships. You know what I mean? Good relationships, good community, not pursuing your goals and passions equals you're pretty happy, but you might be a little bit bored and you're a little boring. Might not be that good for the above, right? Good relationships, good community, actively pursuing your goals and passions equals exciting. Happier than Peter Piper picking a freaking pickled pepper. Say that 3 times fast, I dare you. The possibilities become endless when we do this. Have you ever heard the saying that there's someone for everyone? I believe that's true. But when it comes to friends, people with similar interests, people that could learn from us, those numbers, they grow vastly. So let me throw some numbers at you. 586.6 million, according to Business Insider, is the amount of subscribers that the top 10 YouTubers have combined. Over 500 million. Now, what are they doing? Well, from where I'm standing, it looks like they're flicking the camera on, hanging out with their friends, playing video games, having a blast, doing whatever the hell they want, and making $1 bazillion while doing it. I'm like, good for you. What is the value? Entertainment. What do they all have in common? They're sharing themselves with the world. Instagram, 815 million users. Facebook, 2.7 billion users. YouTube, 2.3 billion users and climbing. It is no secret that in today's day and age, the best and easiest way to be a part of a community or to build a community is online. We are no longer restricted or bound by our neighborhoods, our cities. We have global communities. And I have to say, being able to help so many people around the world has brought so much joy into my life. Voice talent, podcasters, 80-year-old people looking to record audiobooks for their churches. It's amazing. It's amazing. So how could you do this? And I'm telling you all right now, as you've heard from some of the other speakers, every single person, 100% of you all, has something unique to offer the world. And at least 85% of you are much, much funnier than I am. So you've already got your personality working out for you. What are you passionate about? What have you always wanted to do? What are you skilled at? Are you funny? Do you have ideas or thoughts worth sharing? Do you think that you're too niche or niche? Whatever you want to call it? Think again. Have you ever heard of the LEAD exam? Raise your hand if you've heard of that. Probably not, right? A guy named Pat Flynn loses his job, starts selling an ebook for $20 a pop on how to pass the LEAD exam. Made $7,000 his first month. He'd go on to be a multimillionaire. So if you think you're too niche or niche, I think again. You like to read? Do book reviews. Have book discussions. Maybe book summaries. Do you think that people who just want the meat and potatoes will find that valuable? I do. Even if you've always wanted to do something that you're not necessarily great at yet. So what? So what? Let's get this straight. Document it. Flip the camera on. Share it with the world. I get to follow, let's say you're a gardener. I get to follow your journey of trial and error. You make mistakes so I don't have to? Talk about taking one for the team. That's value, baby. I'm subscribed to your channel. Straight up. Every single person has something to give. And this is all while you're getting better at something you've always wanted to do. You're a part of a community of people with similar interests. What are the pros? Fulfillment from feeding your passions and filling the void. Fulfillment, happiness from being a part of a community of people with similar interests by way of service or participation. Excitement with your family, your significant others, because now you're on a new journey together. How much does it cost you? $0. What's the worst case scenario? What's the worst that could happen, right? You're doing something interesting, something you've always wanted to do, something you're passionate about. You've got a community of people. So if that's the worst case scenario, what are the cons? There are none. There are none. All right, so everybody, I've got a parting gift for you all. If you reach underneath your seats, you're going to find a pair of keys. I'm just kidding, I'm not Oprah Winfrey. But I was passing out cards earlier, and this is my reminder to you all. You're allowed to be happy. You're allowed to follow your dreams forever. If we could easily do something that we love or enjoy, that could not only have a profoundly positive impact on your life, but also a beautifully positive impact on the lives of others, would you make that choice? Ladies and gentlemen, what we will come to find is that the more we give ourselves to the world, the more the world will give back to us. And what a beautiful, beautiful thing that is indeed. Thank you so much.